Hello, my name is Meriwether, and today I'll be answering some questions over my life and my expedition across the Western territories of the United States of America. So, our beginning question here is, how did early life prepare you for the expedition? So, in 1779, my father was serving in the Continental Army and he unfortunately lost his life. My mother remarried and relocated us to Georgia, where I grew up along the river and the frontier. So on the frontier, I had to learn how to identify plants and hunt animals, track animals, and also maintain the ability to create medicinal supplements out of herbs. The next question is, did you ask William Clark to join the expedition? Yes, William Clark was one of my most trusted friends. He was an outstanding leader, and for our mission's main goals, super demanding goals also, I just figured he was the best person for the job. Did you take your dog? Yes, I brought my Newfoundland. His name was Seaman. I purchased him in Pittsburgh for $20. And I purchased him specifically for the trip. Outside of being an outstanding companion, he was a great hunting dog. He would track squirrels, track animals, and he was an outstanding retriever. Next question is, how many people went on the expedition? Did everyone return from the journey? So the trip started with about 45 people, including myself, Clark, and another slave. Quite a few people deserted or fell ill or were injured, and we had one person pass away. So we returned with 32 people. Next question, how long was the trip and how long did it take you? The trip was roughly 8,000 miles, and it took us from 1804 to 1806, so 2 years traveling 8,000 miles. What did you see and who did you meet? I met 50 different native tribes and a Shoshone woman named Sacagawea. Super important lady. Next question is, did you send prairie dogs home? Yes, Clark and I sent a prairie dog back to President Jefferson, which lived alongside him. He described it as a very calm, unthreatening animal. Was the trip a success? Yes, our trip was a remarkable success. Just for the progression of the U.S. scientific geography and expanding the knowledge of our newly acquired Western territory. What became of you after the expedition? I became the governor of Louisiana, the Louisiana Territory, and found it incredibly difficult, which attributed to my severe mental strain and ultimately severe depression. Did I commit suicide or was I murdered? I committed suicide in October of 1809. I was en route to Washington to defend against accusations and defend my reputation. So, I also wanted to show some of the things I brought on my trip, just to kind of give you a little more insight. So I brought my map, my notes, to study and write down everything that I seen. Metal pins were a big one. And I also brought a compass. That's all the questions, and that's all I have. Thank you so much.